do a quick demonstration of density here with you, and I'm going to use popcorn for that. Many of you know popcorn like this, when popped, will turn into something a lot different. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to measure the mass of 2 tablespoons of popcorn, and I actually have to make sure I clear the scale here first so that it's not actually taking into consideration the mass of the tablespoons. Now I'm going to fill it back up, and we're going to note that the mass of this is 24 grams. So 2 tablespoons of unpopped popcorn is 24 grams. Now we're going to take this and we are going to put this into my popcorn popping pan. Looks like the temperature is just about right. Now there is some oil in this pan, so we'll have to take that into consideration when we check the mass later. So we're going to add this here, put the lid on, and now we're going to wait for this to pop. I love the open top of this. You can see the popcorn is popping, and you can see that it's starting to kind of fog up, and that would be from steam. Now I didn't put any water in this, so it's important to note where that steam is coming from. And if you've ever made popcorn before, you know that the popcorn itself actually has water trapped inside of it. And so when you heat that, it actually turns that liquid, which is in the kernel, into a gas, and it puts that popcorn kernel under so much pressure that it literally pops, and that's where the white kernel part comes out at. So it looks like we got about done. So now what I'm going to do is I need to actually measure this again to see what the difference is in mass. And I'm just going to note here so you can see that the volume has increased pretty significantly. If you look here, I can definitely not fit all of those kernels back into the 2 tablespoon measuring cup. There's just no way that would happen. So we can see just from the eye test that the volume has increased significantly of that. And because that's happened, I'm going to use this bowl to measure its mass. So again, I have to zero balance this out, so that way we know that it's not measuring the mass of the actual bowl when we do this. So now we're going to pour this in. So you can see that the grams are 34 now. And that's not super significant compared to the 20 something that we had before. Probably some of that is from the oil that was in the pan itself, and there is probably a little bit of a discrepancy in the the mass of the bowl. So we'll take that into consideration. The one thing that I can say for certainty is the mass of the popcorn is not that much different, but the volume of the popcorn has increased dramatically. And when we're looking at the density of objects, we can definitely say, given that the eyeball test for volume and then the actual measurement of the mass, we can say that the density of this popcorn that is popped is actually less than it is when it is in its solid kernel form. So the question for you is why? Why is the density of the popcorn after it is popped less than the density of the popcorn before it is popped? That's the question for the day.